So you want to pull for Hilde. Do you like bows? Do you like purple? Do you like cake? Do you like autoplay? Then Hilde is for you. Hilde is a 5-star instinct ranger sub DPS with a lot of cake, whose playstyle revolves around drawing and creating homing arrows through clever reload. Hilde brings in a new debuff called Fracture. Unlike Agni, Fracture does increased damage for each stack that is on the enemy target. Half of the stack goes away per turn. Along with that, Hilde's mechanic is that when homing arrow is drawn, the card automatically activates itself. And since the card also has a draw effect, you can have some insane chain combos. Here are some of the recommended units you can use with her. However, you can use Hilde with almost anyone else. I do want to clarify some synergies. For example, 9 synergy is based on her Epiphany Flash Shoot. Since Homing Arrow is an exhaust card, on activation, Homing Arrow will reduce the cost of heal. Used with this Counterblade Epiphany, you can easily stack Honed Edge as well. Since Hilde has a lot of lead cards, you can make use of Chizuru's Bound at Dusk Epiphany, where you activate 2 random lead cards per turn. This essentially gives free AP. For Ray, Snack Time gives draw and thins out the deck. Along with Resonating Darkness Epiphany that buffs 1 cost or lower, does affect Homing Arrow. If you have Ray at E6, then you get a ton of free damage buffs. Do note, some of these units are able to perform more than one role through Divine Epiphany, such as Narja and Aurelia. With Divine Draw, they can also help with deck cycling. Here are some decks that you can build for Hilde. You can go with the .AoE damage or the big PP numbers. For Divines, you can either be looking for draw 1 or maybe reducing cost to 0. Either one works just as fine. It really depends on how you want to use her cake. There are generalist equipment you want to look at while doing Chaos. Do note, depending on the type of deck you're going for, equipment priority may change. If you are doing the Fracture build, second myth drops in value. Here are the recommended memory fragments. Her general go-to will be Battlefield Evolutions, however you can play around with Sanguine Thorn if you plan to use her Fracture build. Last but not least, you can go with a good old 2-piece Black Queen and Cursed Corpse. For the 2-piece set, just pick whatever you have better substats in. For partners, you have Lune, Marin, Rosaria, and Soleil. If you have no one else, Nakia is your last result. For her dupes, Ego 1 is good with the extra draw. Ego 2 is really good because of the 10% crit rate and an additional extra attack when defeating an enemy. E3 is also good because of the extra damage buff. E4 gives a crazy 40% extra attack damage amount, which is nuts since extra damage is a modifier that is applied after crit damage. E6 gives a team-wide buff of 15% crit rate to all instinct allies while increasing the damage or 0 in extra attack. As always, you never need to pull for dupes. However, I do find her dupes values for each level give a good boost compared to other units. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the subscribe button, and if you have any thoughts or opinions that you think I could do better, please let me know down in the comments. Until next time, bye bye!